Hello! How's it going out there? I'm Jason from Gamewright. Happy Sunday for those who are counting the days. Happy Gen Con on Online for those who are doing that type of thing. And happy Let's Learn How to Play Abandon All Artichokes Day. Because that's what we're going to be doing in this video. We're going to be learning how to play this amazing new card game called, oh my goodness, you can't even see it, Abandon All Artichokes. How's that for green screens? A heartless card game. This is a game for 2 to 4 players, ages 10 plus, and it is a game that is for those who know what they're about. This is kind of a in the genre of deck building games, or as we call it, a deck wrecking game, because you're going to start off with a hand of artichokes, and over the course of the game, you're going to try to compost those artichokes and end up with a hand with no artichokes. If you can successfully do that before your opponents do, you win the game. There it is as an overview. Be sure to comment in the chat here, because we will be giving away a copy of Abandon All Artichokes to one lucky viewer today who's participating as part of Gen Con Online. So again, comment in the chat that you're interested in winning this game, and you can get a chance to win Abandon All Artichokes. With that said, let's turn it over to the table so we can see this game in progress. We'll open up, take a look, let's see it's in the tin, and then just take a quick round of how the game is played. All right, let's go over to the table. There it is. Abandon All Artichokes. Comes in this delightful tin that is sort of in the shape of an artichoke, but it's got this great artichoke on the front. And inside, what do we got? We've got a lovely sticker, an okie dokie sticker that you can put anywhere you want. I put it on the back of my computer, and then a set of rules. Fairly straightforward, easy to understand, but I will go through and teach you the nuances of the game so you can see it in more details. Then there's a deck of cards, and this is the game. Okay, so in the deck of cards, we've got some turn guide cards to help you learn how to play, which is always helpful. And on the back of the turn guide card is a playing area, kind of shows you how to set up the game. The game comes with a bunch of different vegetables: potatoes, beets, carrots, corn, eggplant, 10 to be exact, 10 different kinds of vegetables, leeks, onions, peas, and we'll get to know these cards a little bit better as the game progresses. But of all the 100 cards that come in the game, 40 of them are artichokes. These rascally little creatures. This prickly produce, as we call them. And your job is to try to abandon all of your artichokes from your hand. You're going to be dealt out a hand of 10 artichokes. That's how you're going to start. And then, over the course of the game, as I said, you're going to be trying to progressively get rid of those cards. Before I do that, I'm going to make a little flip book. This is really cool if you can see it. All the artichokes have slightly different expressions on their faces. Oh, you can't see it from that angle. Let me see if I can get it that way. If you can see it. There you go. You can see it jumps around. I love that. Little touches like that. That's what makes a great Gamewright game. So to start off a game of Abandon All Artichokes, each player is going to be dealt out a hand of 10 artichokes. And I'm going to just deal a 2-player game to simulate how it'd work. Okay. The rest of the cards that you don't use, the rest of the artichokes, they go back in the tin. They're out of play for the rest of the game. We don't need any more artichokes that are in the game. Then each player can get a turn guide card, a little player aid to help them figure out how the game goes. And the rest of these vegetable cards here, they get shuffled thoroughly. And we're going to form a garden with those vegetables. These are the cards that have all kinds of special abilities on them that are going to help you win the game. All right, let me do one more just for good luck. One more good shuffle. Excellent. Okay, and now we're going to build the garden. So to build the garden, you're going to place 5 vegetable cards face up in the middle of the playing area. And you're going to use the rest of the deck here as the garden stack. So you've got your garden row here. You've got your garden stack. And right here to the left of the garden stack, you can't see it yet, but this is the community compost pile. This is where artichokes and other vegetables are going to go to be out of the game. So any vegetable in the compost pile never comes back in the game. Well, it comes back as compost, so it'll be coming back as some nice dirt for future vegetables. But in this game, cards that go into the community compost pile are gone for the rest of the game. This is the setup. That's it. Very simply. 5 cards, garden stack, community compost, and each player's got 10 cards in their hand. Now, this is a point of difference between this game and many other card games. You have your own personal deck in this game. This is not the deck that you're drawing from. You're going to be drawing from your own personal deck, and you have your own personal discard pile. You can't see it right here, but there's a discard pile right next to your deck, and those are the 2 things that you're going to be interacting with as you play the game. And if you forget about that, then on the back of this turn guide card, it shows you your personal deck and your discard pile. Actually, on this one, it's on the other side, so it's over here. But either way, you could put your discard pile on either side, and then you've got your hand. So to start a hand, you're going to draw up to 5 cards. And then the next step of your turn is to harvest one of these vegetable cards from the garden row right here. And each card has a unique ability that will help you in the game, as I mentioned. So for example, this pepper says at the bottom, all the instructions are on the card. It says put a card from your discard pile on top of your deck. Well, I don't have a discard pile right now, so that's not exactly the best card to be playing right now. This broccoli card says compost an artichoke. Remember that? Putting an artichoke in the out of the game if your hand has 3 or more artichokes. That might be a good one for us to play early on. There's a couple of other broccolis here, and there's this corn. It says play this card with an artichoke, then put a card from the garden row on top of your deck. That's the trickiest one, so I'm going to play that one right now. So I'm going to take that card, I'm going to put it into my hand. Now, the next part of my turn is that I can play any of the available action vegetable cards in my hand in any order that I want. Well, early in the game, I only have one thing to do, so I'm going to play that card out in front of me, and it says play this card with an artichoke card, and then it says then put a card from the garden row on top of your deck. So I'm playing it with an artichoke card, then I'm going to put a card from the garden row on top of my deck. There it goes, right there. What does that do? That means I know that the next card in my next hand that I'm drawing up is going to have that broccoli in it. That's good. I finished the action of that card, and now I'm going to put it in my own discard pile. And then, since I can't do anything else, I end my turn by cleaning up my hand, meaning I get rid of all the rest of the cards in my hand, and I add them to my discard pile. There it is. Now, I draw 5 cards from my personal deck. And if I don't have a deck to make 5 cards, I would just shuffle my discard pile to make a deck. So 1, there's that broccoli, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And that is the end of my turn. Now, that moment right there is when you can win the game. If you can draw a 5-card hand with 0 artichokes, so not going to happen this part of the game, but 0 artichokes, you win the game. So, as the game progresses, you're going to be slowly building out more non-artichoke card cans. So you know that in my discard pile, I've got this corn, I'm getting a broccoli, more and more cards are going to be coming into your hand that are non-artichokes, and as soon as you, at the end of your turn, draw a 5-card hand with no artichokes, you win the game. All right, so and that's the end of my turn. Now the next player goes, and they're going to do the same thing. They're going to set up. We'll put their deck right here next to them. They're also going to draw a 5-card hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And step 1 of a turn is to now replenish the garden row back up to 5 cards. So the first player, at the beginning of the game, there was 5 cards there, but second player and on, you're going to replenish. So you're going to add new cards to the garden row. Ooh, there's a card we haven't seen before. That's the potato. And another card we haven't seen before. So let's explain these cards. Potato says reveal the top card of your deck. There's your deck right there. Compost it if it's an artichoke, otherwise discard it. And then this eggplant card is compost an artichoke along with this card. All players pass 2 cards to the left. So it's an opportunity to swap cards with other players. And I can tell you from playing this game a number of times that this is not a great card to play early in the game, but as the game progresses and you're trying to shake up your opponent's hands, it's a nice one to give them artichokes and hopefully get some good things back from them. So again, my hand starts. I've got 5 artichokes in my hand, and I'm going to take that potato. I'll take it, and I put it into my hand. And then the second thing I do is I play all the active vegetable cards that I want in any order that I want. So I can only do this potato. I'm going to play it out. And it says reveal the top card of your deck. compost if it's an artichoke. It is an artichoke. Goodbye. Out of the game. So for those counting cards, you know that this player now has only 9 artichokes left in hand. Can't do anything else. So clean up hand, put it on their discard pile. And that is the end of their turn. Back to, I'll call it me, because this is my hand. I like this hand. I replenished the garden row. Up there's another potato. And now you can see that I started my hand, my second hand, with a vegetable card in it. I still harvest another card. So, choices, choices, choices. You know what? I'm going to do a double broccoli move. So I'm going to pick up this broccoli, put it in my hand. Then I'm going to play the broccoli in front of me. And it says compost an artichoke if your hand has 3 or more artichokes. Well, it does. So I'm going to compost an artichoke. What am I going to do again? I'm going to play this broccoli another time. And now my hand has 3 or more artichokes, which it does. I get to compost an artichoke. And in that turn, I got to get rid of 2 artichokes. Can I do anything else? I cannot. So I clean up my hand. I take these along with the cards that I played, and I put them into my discard pile. And then I draw back up to 5 cards. So there's my first draw. Now I don't have a deck to draw from anymore. So I'm going to take my discard pile and I'm going to shuffle it and hope that at least one of those cards is a non-artichoke. We'll see how I do there. But again, this is that magic moment when you could potentially win the game if you draw no artichokes in your hand. And there's a bunch of different strategies on how to do that. You either are going to try to thin out your deck by getting rid of artichokes or bulk up your deck by grabbing as many non-artichoke cards as you can into your hand. So that was my first draw. Now here's my second card. An artichoke, bummer. Another artichoke, no! 4, come on, give me one non-artichoke card. Ah, there we go, I got corn. Excellent. All right, that's the end of my second turn. And then we replenish the garden row again, and this player takes a turn. So they start their hand with, whoops, did I mess up? Did I not draw? Oh, there, this is the first 3 cards of that. I never drew back up to 5 cards of that player. So this is the first 3 cards. I have to shuffle the deck, to shuffle their discard pile to grab the other cards. 3, 4, and 5. Okay, they got artichokes. Okay, what do we brought a new vegetable out. It is the carrot card. So it says, as your only play action, compost exactly 2 artichokes along with this card. So it's a good card in the sense that you do get rid of 2 artichokes, but you also sacrifice the carrot along with it, and you can't do anything else on your turn. Well, let's do it early in the game. Again, nice thing to do. Take the carrot, take 2 artichokes. Oh, bye-bye, they go into the compost pile. Can't do anything else. Discard them, and I draw back up to 5 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then I will shuffle the rest of these here where you know they're artichokes, and 5. Oh, I got a potato for the next round. Okay, one more playthrough. I'll do one more round for each player. So replenish the garden row. A leek card. Boy, we're seeing a wide variety of vegetables here, which is nice. This one says, reveal the top card of an opponent's deck. Remember, this is this player's deck right here, what's left in it. Put it into your hand or on top of their discard pile. So it's a chance, if you can remember what they were collecting, that you might be able to get something from their hand that's not an artichoke. But if it is an artichoke, then it goes onto their discard pile. And this one here says, put a card from your discard pile on top of your deck. Again, not a good card early in the game, but I may take a risk with this leek and play it and see if I can grab that other card as a, I think, 50% chance. So I'll take the leek into my hand. And now that I have 2 cards, again, I can play them in any order that I want. I can play the leek first, then the corn, or the corn first, then leek. Well, let's play the leek. I'll play the leek. Reveal the top card of an opponent's deck. Hello, let's see what's on top of your card. It's an artichoke. So it goes into their discard pile. And then I will play my corn. It says play this card with an artichoke, and I can put a card from the garden row on top of my deck. So again, I am bulking up my hand. I just put another broccoli in there. If you remember, I've got 3 broccolis in my hand, which are, again, good early game cards, but as the game progresses, it gets trickier and trickier to play broccoli because you're not going to have 3 artichokes in your hand. Clean up my hand, draw 5 cards. There's 1 broccoli, an artichoke. There's another broccoli, another artichoke. Give me another broccoli. Oh, all right, so again, I'm getting there, slowly but surely. You can see how your hand is switching over from artichokes to vegetables. And so I will pause my turn, and this player picks back up here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And they had that potato. We'll replenish the garden row. Another potato. And another corn. Okay. Let us, well, you know what? Corn. I'm a fan of corn because it helps to bulk up your deck. So I'm going to take the corn. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to play the potato, because if I played the corn with the artichoke, I'd have to take a card and put it on top of my deck. So this is where a little strategy comes in which order to play your cards. If I play the potato first, although I know it's probably not what I want, then I reveal the top card of my deck. If it's an artichoke, then I get to compost it. Yes! Okay, it was. I'm going to get rid of that one. And then I'm going to play this corn along with an artichoke to put a card on top of my deck. Well, I don't have a deck right now. I'm going to start a deck. And I'm going to start the deck with, I think I'll take the pepper for later on. And then I can't do anything else. So I take the rest of my hand, clean it up, and then I will know my first card is going to be this pepper, and I will shuffle the deck. My deck is not that thick right now. I don't have many cards in it. So I will pick up ooh, that's 2, 3, 4, and 5. Oh, I get in there, though. Look at that. Only 2 artichokes left in hand. It's looking pretty optimistic for this player that they're going to win the game. So again, it's that magic moment at the end of your turn. You've got a deck of cards, and if you're able to pick up 2, 3, 4, 5. There it is. Abandon all artichokes. There's that magic moment right there. You have abandoned all your artichokes. You win the game. So there it is. Abandon all artichokes, a heartless card game. It's for 2 to 4 players, ages 10 plus. It's currently anywhere you buy games. We have it in stock everywhere. And if you love the game, or even if you want to give it to somebody else, we've got this special promo here, a rhubarb promo. It is 6 new cards, all rhubarb, that you can add to your Abandon All Artichokes deck. And this has got a nice feature to it. It says compost this card to refresh the garden row, then harvest a card. So the way you'd play it out is, let's say you didn't like any of the cards in the garden row right now. You would compost this card to refresh the garden row. You would take all the cards and put them on the bottom of the deck, and then you will refresh the garden row with 5 new cards. Ooh, Beat. I forgot to talk about Beat. Beat is a really fun card. With Beat, and lend it here, you and an opponent each reveal a random card, and you compost them both if artichokes. Otherwise, you swap them. So you pick from each other's hands. You each pick a card, and if they're both artichokes, which these guys both are, then you compost both of them. Otherwise, you would swap them. If they were non-artichoke cards, like that, then you would swap them. But the ideal is that you work together with your opponent and both get to compost artichokes. And that's the Beat card. So there you have it. Abandon All Artichokes. A heartless card game. One of our new favorite card games here at Gamewright. We just brought it out. We had it just for the first time at PAX East earlier this year. It's invented by this dynamic game designer named Emma Larkins. She's wonderful. She's got this bright pink hair. You won't miss her if you see her at conventions. You should look for her on social media. And again, I hope that you got a chance to comment in the chat to earn a chance to win Abandon All Artichokes. And if you are the lucky winner, you won't just win that, but you will win that rhubarb promo. Where's the rhubarb? There it is. You'll get a chance to win the rhubarb promo, which doesn't work well on the green screen, but the green game doesn't work on the green screen. Go figure. But somewhere, maybe it's back here in one of the, I don't know, did we put rhubarb in here? I don't think we did. But that's it. Thanks so much for tuning in. We appreciate it. If you haven't already, please hit our subscribe button to find out about when we do more of these. We're going to be doing one more game demo this afternoon. We're going to be demoing 2 of our wonderful new Porta Party games called Splurt and Hit List. And whoops, again, Hit List doesn't also look good on a green screen either. I got to figure that part of it out. And we'll be doing that at around, I think, 2 o'clock, so in less than an hour. So please subscribe to our YouTube channel. Hit that notifications button to get notified when we put new videos up. And thanks for tuning in. Happy day.